students. This is Sayyida Sumaira from Pursue Biology. This is our past paper series in which I will be basically letting you know that how the questions in theory paper they are solved, what are the tricks and what are the information that you should consider in order to write an answer, in order to write a response that may gain the maximum credits or the full credits, right? So as we can see that first of all, always remember that we have to follow the bug technique, where bug technique stands for B for bracket the instruction, you would say the bracket the command word, right? B for bracket the command word, U for underline keywords and details, the important details and keywords which are present in the question that would help you out to formulate your answer. And last but not the least, grade, that is the marks of the question. This will help you that up to which extent you will be writing the answer, right? So always follow the bug technique whenever you are reading the question in theory question. So let's start. The question is from November 23 and the variant is 1, and the question is a sneeze can be triggered. Now this question is from the topic 14, coordination and control. Sneeze can be triggered by dust irritating receptor cells in the lining of the nose or throat. Now this is the beauty of CI, that they always provide you the information for an unfamiliar example which you have never read during, or which is not there in your syllabus, but they provide you information and then you will have to relate this information and the previous learning to formulate the answer. So what they are saying, that a sneeze, right, and a sneeze can be triggered by dust irritating receptor cells. Now there are some receptor cells which are present in the lining of the nose or throat, right, in the respiratory tract, you could say that, and they are basically triggered by the dust. So whenever dust is there, they are triggered, they detect that dust is present. So during a sneeze, air is exhaled from the lungs with some force and eyelids closed. Now what happens in the sneeze, that the air is exhaled out of your lungs with a force and your eyelids are closed. Now this closure of the eyelids, right, this is something that is an automatic or an involuntary action. Now you have to suggest, now bracket this command word, right, this command word, bracket it, how the closure of the eyelid during a sneeze is coordinated, right? Now the closure of the eyelid, now you have to write down the answer, that how the closure of the eyelid, this is basically coordinated by the brain during this involuntary action. And we have underlined as well, we have bracket the command word suggest means that with the given information and with your previous learning, you have to basically link your previous learning with the situation which is given, which is whatever the example they have given, and now you have to suggest that how this is going to be done. And the number of this question is 4. It means that there must be 4 marking points, and these 4 marking points would be the keywords that you have learned during your chapter or topic coordination and control, and especially the topic reflex action. So as if you remember what were the keywords that you learned during the reflex action. Okay, first of all, there is nothing written as reflex action, so reflex action is one of the marking point. Second is your reflex arcs component, that is the sensory neuron, right, your relay neuron and your motor neuron, your effectors, right, and your CNS, right. So these were some terms that you basically had learned during learning reflex action. Now you have to use these terms in your answer for basically writing down that how this closure of the eyelids is coordinated. So let's see that how we are going to write. Okay, you would write that when the receptor cells are stimulated by the dust. They send, okay, a nerve impulse is generated and transferred to central nervous system, or you can also write brain, through sensory neuron, right, where relay neuron pass the instructions from the brain to the effector cells. And what are the effector cells? The muscles of eyelid through motor neuron right. Now the instruction has been sent to the muscle of the eyelid, then muscle, or you could say the muscles which are the effectors, they will contract and eyelids will be closed during sneezing. So this is the answer, and basically this answer covers all your marking points. And what are those your marking points? Your marking points, receptor cells, nerve impulse, right? Central nervous system is your marking point, your sensory neuron is your marking point, your relay neuron is marking point, effector cells, so the muscles of the eyelid, muscle will contract, eyelids close, this is the marking point, and motor neuron. So total we have covered 1 2 3 4 5 6, right, 6 marking points, and we have the maximum capacity is 4. So definitely we will get the full credit for this question. So whenever this happens, now this is, you have to remember that whenever there is a topic, then you have to remember what are the keywords that are associated, what are the biological keywords that are associated with the topics. You write it down at the corner of your answer, and then you basically combine those keywords to structure response that have all of them in correct context. So this is all for now.